why others actually, or why men rather, actually believes that waiting for opportunity is the right way to go to get to any destination of your choice, or any destination that you actually intend to get to, either in job, in career, in business, or in life in general. Many believe that we should wait for the opportunities for us to be there for them, for those opportunities to avail themselves before we actually get there. However, there is another pathway for that can actually, I see as a hack for us to get into that particular destination easily. And that particular pathway, in my own opinion, is you creating that that particular opportunity. And you creating that particular opportunity entails you putting every necessary required steps into making it looks as if you are already doing that particular thing that you intend to do when that particular opportunity shows up. For instance, you are pursuing a teaching career. You want to become a teacher, and there is no record that shows that you have ever taught. You see, that will be a deficiency when opportunity for you to get a teaching job actually avails itself. Now, especially if when that particular teaching job will be requiring some experience, you will become deficient in the aspect of experience. However, if it happens that, while you were preparing for such opportunities and maybe you volunteered at institutes or educational centers to actually do such teaching service, maybe not on a full time, maybe on a part time basis, when opportunities of such come for you to get teaching this thing, you can now easily add those your volunteering experience to your CV or your resume, and you tender it to whichever agency that you are now intending to work with, claiming that same are your working experience. You understand? So with such, you have already created the opportunity long before it came, rather than the traditional people who will be waiting for such opportunities, such as adverts, vacancies, for them to actually put in the application through. Let's also use, for instance, now a web developer or a web designer, or even a graphics designer. Let's bring it as relatable as possible. A graphics designer, he's looking for big time design jobs. I'm listening, I'm giving an illustration, I'm giving an example. This graphic designer, he's very elementary, he just learned the skill, and there is no job yet, but he intends to work with big names, big brands. What can he just do? In my own opinion, he should go out there, look for various designs, as many as possible that he can lay his hands to. You understand? Now that we are in the digital age, it even becomes easier. You understand? When he gets all of those various designs, specifically they should be digital so that he can easily, share them and make reference to them and all kind of all of such. Then when he gets such, this is the design. He should redesign such designs. After redesigning it, he can now put it out there that, okay, this is this design from XYZ agency. This is how I redesigned it. That's one. It goes to the second design. It does the same thing. He pushes it to the public. To the third design, he pushes it to the public. To the fourth design, he pushes it to the public. Now, whether there are improvements or not in the design that he's doing, there are people who are watching from afar, looking at what this person is doing, that this person is actually doing. I think I can see some sense in it. And as he continues to do a redesigning of sort, it will get to a point whereby the designs that he is doing might become better than the ones that that those particular agency or those particular brands use for whatever purpose that he collected to redesign. You understand why? Because remember that practice is what leads to mastery, and is what leads to us getting or producing perfection on the long run. So this on him now, when people start looking at him, that this person, I, I, I believe they will say that I believe that this person, I believe that he knows what he's doing. What he's doing is this, what he's doing is that, all kind of things like that. Sooner than later, they will believe that, you know, that this person actually knows what he or she is actually doing, and opportunities for their opportunities are that is being created by him. So when people who have seen such, maybe they might not be the one who might need such job. They might just tell somebody that I saw one designer somewhere, either on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or whatever the platform he's using is. He said, I saw him design over 100 flyer, either events, whatever kind of flyers that he redesigned. Say he redesigned 100 flyers, and this is what I noticed. I did notice that the flyers that he redesigned were far better than the original flyers that the owners of the flyers actually designed. With that, you've actually given yourself a name. And mind you, this is just one person conveying your message. If this person happens to be somebody of influence to the person who is pushing this message to, whether you like it or not, a gig, you are likely to secure a gig from there. You understand? Be it a small gig, medium gig, or big gig, you've secured a gig. And there's one thing about securing a gig and doing an excellent job. It might not actually be the first job that will actually bring the transformation. Sometimes it might bring the transformation, other cases it might not bring the transformation. It will be, majority of the time, it's usually the referral from such from such jobs that actually bring the bigger transformation that you might actually be anticipating. So that's the reason why I'm telling you that this 2026, do not just wait for opportunities, create one for yourself. Look at that particular thing that you intend to get other people to do for you. What is the smallest way that you can actually do it for free? Or what is the smallest version that you can actually do, and it will still represent that you are doing this. You understand? Let's assume that maybe you are now a tech person. Let's say you looked at somebody's website and you discover that maybe you're a web developer, web designer, and you discover that this particular website, like, you can just say, okay, it's loading slowly. And majority of the reason why a website can load slow, to large image files or video files, if those two are actually there, they are too large in size. Maybe they were not compressed before they were uploaded, or they were uploaded directly on the website, and the RAM of the server the shared server that a particular website is using is actually limited. It can actually reduce the response time of the website. Then another thing that can actually now, in such cases, you might not actually be able to do anything because you can't change the RAM of the web server that they are using. So in such a case, you can host the image on another cloud hosting, or cloud storage service, and you just embed the URL to the website. And if it's a website that uses plugin, you can reduce the number of plugins that actually there. You can use plugins that actually serve multi-purposes, so that you reduce the work number of plugins that actually embedded in that particular site. So with such, you've actually solved a lot of problems. Then you can maybe ship it to the client, or just ship it to the general public and say, this website, this is how we design it, and look at, take a result to. Then you do a side-by-side comparison of how the two websites actually loading, and how it took for them to actually load. So with that, you've actually created a name for yourself. you're a security person, do free website scanning and free website auditing. Show owners of website loopholes that actually what available on their website and tell them to actually what fix it. I promise you, if you show them a loophole and you tell them to fix it, I'll tell you that majority of the time, if many of them are actually having issues with whoever that was operating or managing their website, they might consider, choosing you to fix those particular issues. So this is how you actually create opportunities for yourself in 2026 and beyond. This is the Deficit Podcast. You want to like this video and subscribe to this channel, and I will talk to you in the next one as usual. Peace.